You!
Hello humans of the interweb, welcome to Switchbacks and Bottlecaps. Brian here.
Roland here.
And welcome to our second review of the Big Laguna Trail. We took the same route, headed from North County. So the 5 to the 805 to the 8, exit Sunrise Highway, took us about an hour to get there, hour and 15 minutes. From there, we headed into town to buy our adventure pass.
You can get the adventure passes at any place that has this little symbol here. It's the Cleveland National Forest symbol. It's a green, looks like a tree. So any place that has that outside, you can get your pass from there.
For $5.
But luckily it was a holiday, so we didn't have to pay for our adventure pass. So that was cool. So it's free on holidays.
From there, from the town, we headed to the Penny Pines trailhead.
Right, so here we are, beginning of the trailhead. We came from that direction. Sunrise Highway down there. Lock the whip real quick. And there's a lot of more people out here today. See if you can see where those two people are over there. That's where that sign was from the first video. But then if you walk up right here, this is the trailhead that we're headed on. Right here, baby. We are like 15 steps, maybe more exact, from the car. There are the cars. And this is where we missed last time. We kept going straight. How's it going? We continued down that way. And it says right there, to Garnett Trail, when we were supposed to go this way. So here's the start. Right trail. Bam.
Right trail. Loves.
So this loop that we did that we're gonna be talking about is 10.25 miles. The elevation climbs about 1,000 feet, but it's really gradual. You can't really tell. There's no parts where it's actually strenuous. It's a pretty gradual climb. A lot of switchbacks as the climb. Most of the climb is on within the first 5 miles of the trail when you are on the east side of Sunrise Highway.
Going clockwise.
Going clockwise. So we went clockwise on Penny Pines Trail. The weather was way better this time. It was warmer. It was still a little chilly, but it was nowhere near like last time. So we could see a lot more down into the valley, a lot of the shots looking down off the mountain.
Here's a shot of us that we took last time, and this time it's clearer. You can see all the way down into the valley. And last time we couldn't see that. All you could see was the fog, so that was pretty cool to see both angles of it. In 2013, the Chariot fires affected about 4,700 acres, and this is some of the devastation that's still left over.
On this side, you can see a lot of the burned trees and the piles of kind of twigs and branches and stuff.
So 2.5 years later, this is still how bad the trail's affected. We ran into several different junctions throughout the trail. This is Foster Point. You head off to the left to go to the Foster Point. We went ahead and veered right to stay on the trail.
And by this time, we're on the Pacific Crest Trail. Once you start seeing the signs that say no bicycles and no motorbikes, and that's the Pacific Crest Trail, and it will be marked with the Pacific Crest Trail logos.
There was a lot of diverse ground coverings. We ran into snow and mud and dry spots. And then we made some tree friends.
Hi tree, you're my best friend.
Those are our tree friends.
I feel like the peak of our elevation was right before that, climbing up.
Yeah.
And then coming back down, we looped around. Not looped, we kept on following the path, and then we hit another junction where we actually got off the Pacific Crest Trail and back onto the Big Laguna Trail.
I don't know if you guys can see this. So here, going this way, you can continue on the Pacific Crest Trail, or going this way is where we're going to go, is back to the Big Laguna Trail, and it's going to take us across the road. So we're at this junction right here. So going straight, I guess we're looking at it like this. We're right here. Going straight would be Pacific Crest Trail. We're going to make a right here and cross the highway and continue on the rest of the trail, and we'll flip the map around. So Sunrise Highway, cars is coming. There's the cross right here, as you can see. It's back on Big Laguna Trail, baby. Big Laguna Trail, baby.
And after we went over, actually, the weather started getting a little colder, and it was a little, not rainy, but it was really foggy. The fog started to come in once we started to get down there.
And there was a lot more snow on the ground on the other side of the Sunrise Highway.
It was really cool too. Like right when we passed Sunrise Highway, we decided to eat lunch. It was about the 5 mile mark, so that's about halfway.
So we're doing a little lunch break. Got our sandwiches this morning. We're not even that far into the Big Laguna Trail. Back into it. We just got hungry as fuck, and we saw a nice little log. We're like 2 feet off the trail. You're not supposed to wander off the trail at all or too far. It's preserved. But yeah, we were over there. We did. You can see kind of some of the trail we did up there. Yeah.
We literally ate our lunch in 5 minutes.
It was cold.
It was crazy cold. And pro tip, when you take your gloves off to eat lunch, I would say put them in your pockets, so when you put them back on, they're not cold. And after, one of the reasons why we ate so fast is because once you kind of stop moving, you realize you start to get cold, and it takes you like that much longer to like warm up again. So always keep it running, keep your body running the whole time, so you don't like get completely cold and like want to leave after that. So we literally sucked our lunch down like super quick.
And it was yummy and delicious. Right after lunch, we came into another junction, and we weren't sure. Our trail ran into a fire road with another fire road.
Okay, another junction. I believe this is where we are. So actually, I think this is a fire road right here. That sign over there says fire road. Fire road. So I think that we are coming into here, and this is the Los Huescos Road, and we're gonna go straight across into that area. What do you think, Brian?
I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we got some clouds coming in.
Because there's nothing too sharp of a turn on that trail right there.
And actually, so you go on the trail for probably maybe 50 yards, and then it crosses the fire road again. So it does get a little confusing and a little frustrating there. At one point, from this part to like the next quarter of the hike, I feel like we looked at the map way more than we did the first time.
We're fucking up. We checked the map. We went like 7 miles without checking the map a lot. Fucking checking the map. Oh, fuck, I'm 5 feet right now. Okay.
But you always see the marked ones that say the Big Laguna Trail, so that's how we tried to stay on when we were going.
And the scenery on this side was much more different than on the other side. I felt on the other side we were hugging the mountain the whole time, and on this side it was much more meadowish and even terrain.
Yeah, this hike will give you a diverse sense of different types of hiking. It's kind of foresty at some points, kind of like mountain cliff sides towards the beginning, and the last side's meadow, big open spaces, big, like you can see the sky, like the sky just looks huge over the big open meadow. It was actually really cool.
Mm-hmm. At mile 7, there was like a really cool lookout, so if you could hold off and eat lunch at mile 7.
There's a good lunch spot, which it totally is. Under the trees, if it was a hot day, you'd have shade. Pretty sweet view overlooking the meadow, Laguna Meadow.
So after you leave the 7 mile mark, you go across a little meadow, and there's a little wooden walkway to go over some water there. And then that's a junction that what was that camp?
Prado Campground you can go right off of a trail, and it goes to Prado Campground number 8, or you can stay left and it takes you down. You can see the Big Laguna Lake. And
then so after you see the lake, you kind of keep going, and there's a lot of junctions that kind of meet up along with that trail. Just keep on going straight, like the trail that led off to Prado Camp comes back and meets up with it. So you'll see like a bunch of different trails meeting there. But we just decided to stay on the Big Laguna Trail because that's what we knew, and that's what we planned to do.
The scenery was beautiful. There were some really cool trees. At one point, I felt like the trees there was some devastation from maybe beetles or something was killing the trees.
Probably, I thought it was termites, but it's probably one of those beetles that be fucking shit up around California.
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
Yeah. But still, everything, it was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Altogether, it took us a little under 5 miles to complete.
5 hours.
5 hours to complete the full 10 miles, 10.25 miles.
But it was really nice. It was like a really nice hike. It wasn't too strenuous. I would even say it's like on the low side of moderate. So overall, the hike was pretty enjoyable the whole time. There wasn't any technical parts of the hike where it was crazy steep inclines or really rough terrain or loose rocks or gravel or bouldering or anything like that. It's a pretty brisk, nice little paced hike. I mean, we did it fairly fast. As long as your endurance is good for walking long distances and maybe a little bit of uphill incline, you should be okay.
I believe that the only thing that really could affect this is the different seasons that you choose to hike in. We chose, obviously, in winter. It was right after a storm. So there was still snow that we were walking through. Some of the trail was really muddy. But then also there's parts of it that was completely dry. So really the different seasons that you're going to walk it in could determine how the trail is. And that could be the only challenging factor is foot-wise, but not as far as rocks go.
Being wet and cold. Mm-hmm. The trail's pretty well marked, even if there was some snow. You just pick up one of the topographical maps that they have there. I think we bought it for $2.
$2.
And everything's pretty well marked. There's not anything, I would say even if there was snow there, you could pretty much see where you're going.
After the hike, we wanted to go get our bottle cap.
So we're here. We went to Ballast Point, and that shit was super fancy. There's people in suits. We look all tore up from a 10-mile hike. So we came over here to Alesmith.
I'm not worried about the tore up, but it's the fish smell. You smell like dirty fishes. It's his fucking shirt smells like nasty.
Why does it smell like fish?
I don't.
I smell like dirty fish.
Yeah.
So we came to Alesmith, and I'm having a super nice stout. It's their Speedway Stout, coffee stout. Shout out to Snakes and 40s and the YTDC, YouTube drinking community.
I got myself a little devil, a Belgian style pale ale. Super delicious. Much deserved.
So that concludes our review of the Big Laguna Trail hike, covering part of the Pacific Crest Trail up in Laguna Mountain. Like, once again, it's a 10.25 mile hike and elevation of 1,000 feet and
Roughly 5 hours.
roughly 5 hours. A good little day, half-day hike, depending on your pace. A lot of good spots for pictures and all that kind of stuff. Also, if anybody has any suggestions for really good night hikes in San Diego or Southern California, drop them in the comment section because I'm super into night hikes. So, until next time, see you guys.
Bye.